Welcome to Stone Watching. This is my open spoiler discussion for Marvel Studios Hawkeye Episode 5. And if you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button and click on that bell so you can be notified for future videos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And wow, man, Episode 5 for the Hawkeye series has dropped, and I gotta say, it was pretty damn good. But you know what? I gotta bitch about that runtime, man. I gotta do it because we got 45 minutes for this week's episode. And after you minus out everything else out of there, you're left with like maybe 30, 35 minutes worth of story time. And this only has like one more episode left to go now. And we have a lot of things that have to wrap up. We need to see, why is Echo going to get her own series? Is Hawkeye going to make it home to be in time to be with his family for Christmas? And now we now know that Vincent D'Onofrio is back to play Kingpin. Now the question is he the Netflix Kingpin or is he the new improved MCU Kingpin? I mean, let me know in the comments down below what you think about that, you know? And there was no credit scene again this week, which is pretty weird because all the other series pretty much follow the suit. They had like a credit scene in the episode 5 that kind of helped set up what was going to happen in episode 6 or whatever, how that turned out to be, because I guess WandaVision was 9 episodes. But anyway, I mean, that's how they've been doing it. So they didn't stick to that pattern. So hopefully we're going to at least get, I would have to assume we're going to get a credit scene next week at the end of episode 6. We didn't get a credit scene, but what we did get was kind of like a prelogue or like a flashback, if you will, because we go back to 2018 and we see Yelena and some other Black Widow chicks storming this like rich person's house, and we come to find out this is another former Black Widow that they're trying to free, like they were doing in the Black Widow movie. You know, they're spreading that red dust all over their faces and it kind of freed them of their brainwashing and what have you. But this chick wasn't brainwashed. She was there voluntarily and stuff like that, and it was her house, and she was bitching, hey, you just ruined my $20,000 rug, which is like, wow, you paid $20,000 for that? You got ripped off. But anyway, but that was pretty cool. But what's really cool about this scene is that we got to see that Yelena was one of the dusted. So I was kind of wondering why she didn't show up in the events of Endgame, and now we know why, because she wasn't there. But it was really cool because we got to see her being dusted and come back at the same time. We didn't see that before, because when Monica came back from being dusted, we just get to see her come like all coming back to. We didn't get to see what it looked like in the room around her, right? Which it was a hospital room, so how different could it be? But it was pretty cool and trippy to see how the colors in the bathroom like changed and everything. And when she came out of the bathroom, you know, the lady that had the house beforehand was still there. She had her husband and a kid, and hey, hey, where you been? And then that's pretty messed up. And it was pretty cool to see that. And then when we go back to New York, everybody's pretty much attending to the wounds that they got from the battle from the night before. Kate is being tended to by her mom while she's badgering her to stay away from Hawkeye. Maya is being tended to by Kenji as he's trying to find out whether or not she actually accomplished her goal by killing Ronin. And then Clint went to Gil's apartment and ended up crashing there for the night. And you know what? I'm really liking Pizza Dog. You know, I wish I'd have gave him a better name than Pizza Dog. But other than that, I really love that dog. Now, like I said, I thought this episode was probably the best one we've gotten so far, depending on what we see next week in episode 6, right? Now, I heard somewhere today that somebody said that this one's going to be the longest episode so far, but I think the first one has been the longest one because they were saying this one's going to be 52 minutes. I want to say that the first one was like 53, 54 minutes. But again, once you minus out the credits, it's actually not that long. But hopefully it will be actually 52, 53 minutes. But again, once you minus out everything else, it's only going to end up being like 40 minutes worth of screen time, right? So whatever. As long as they're able to wrap up this story in that a lot of time, I'll be a happy man. I mean, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Now, are they going to actually extend this out and do another season? Because this was being listed as a miniseries just like WandaVision. And that's not getting another season. That's it. It's done. Now, I thought the scenes we got with Kate this week was pretty damn cool after being patched up by her mom and she was off by herself, second guessing why she was trying to be a superhero, and she's staring at the stuff on the wall, the bows, the medals, and everything all else, like totally in the pictures. It's like, why am I doing this? And then she realized, I thought for sure that she was going to like start tearing stuff off the wall and just throwing it away. But that's not what happened. She gets this, you know, I don't know what you would call it, but she figures, I'm going to continue on trying to be a superhero. And then she goes on to start badgering Hawkeye on his cell phone, leaving message after message, kind of filling up his voicemail. So, man, it's going to probably take a while to get through. I thought the scene with Yelena talking to Kate in her old apartment and stuff like that, and munching down on mac and cheese, and that was a pretty cool reference from the Black Widow movies when she was a little girl, saying that she wanted to have mac and cheese. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I'll be honest, I did not catch that reference until I saw a breakdown video after watching episode 5. I'm going, oh, okay, I remember that now. Because, I mean, I like Black Widow, but I only saw it once, so I don't have that movie memorized. But I did like it nonetheless. And I thought this scene with her and Kate talking, she kept on saying Kate Bishop, and then she proved that, she knew everything she needed to know about Kate Bishop, everything. And like, if I wanted you dead, you'd have been dead before you even got in the door. So I thought this scene was pretty cool. I think it went a little bit too long. And I kind of wonder, when she started following Kate's mom, and this is when we find out that Kate's mom is visiting Kingpin. Now, when she's following her, why was she following her? Right? I mean, she already got hired. She already knew what she had to do. Shouldn't she be out there looking for Hawkeye? Because she told Kate she was there to kill him. Right? But she's there to kill him because she thinks that he's responsible for Natasha's death. And we all know that's not the case, especially if you actually see an Endgame, right? So we already know that's not the case. But I kind of wonder, why did she bother tracking down who hired her, right? And then why did she tell Kate on top of it? She didn't have to do that. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. And then I thought the fight scene between Maya and Hawkeye as Ronin, that was pretty damn cool. Now, I like the Tracksuit Mafia. I think they're a bunch of goofballs, but they're kind of funny. Now, he told her to come alone, but they never do, right? They never do. I mean, as soon as you say come alone, or somebody calls and say, hey, I got information that you need, but we can't talk about it on the phone, that person is not going to make the meeting, right? But this wasn't the case. This was like, come alone, and they never do. The whole entire gang was there, right? But he takes him out with no problem. He almost took out Maya with pretty much no problem, but she got the best of him, and she almost took him out. But then Kate shows up with the bow, and she knocks the sword out of her hand, and then Maya ends up taking off on her motorcycle. Now, when she confronts Kazi about what Clint told her, she realizes that Kazi's not telling her the whole truth, so she hops back on her bike and most likely going to go talk to the big guy. Now, I wonder, because Hawkeye confessed to he was in the Ronin suit that killed her dad. I wonder if the informant was Kazi, because he wasn't there. I wonder if that was the informant. So I don't know, man. We just have to wait and see. Now, we only have one more episode left to go, and then this show is done. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home came out this weekend, and I kind of wonder if things are in that show is going to actually filter into this show just like a little bit, because it takes place in New York, right? And this is in New York. So now, this show is supposed to be taking place 2 years after the events of Endgame, according to what I saw in, I think it was comicbook.com. So 2 years after the events of Endgame. And I believe Far From Home was supposed to be 7-8 months after the events of Endgame. Now, I'm not really, I thought that No Way Home was going to take place pretty much right after that, but I don't know how much time has passed after Peter and MJ get away at that scene with Joe Jameson and stuff like that. I don't know how much time has passed after everybody finds out that he's Spider-Man. So I guess we'll find that out. I go to see Spider-Man No Way Home on this Sunday, so I'm really looking forward to that movie. So I don't know, man. Did you watch the 5th episode of Hawkeye? Let me know in the comments down below. What did you think? You think this was the best episode so far? Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, they've got a lot to wrap up next week, and hopefully it'll be a good ending to this 6 episode series. So let me know what you think in the comments down below.